So, moving on from that, I woke up this morning. I've been waking up early, and it was funny because just yesterday we had not a disagreement, but you said one thing about the stimulus package saying they're really blocking it. I don't know if it's going to happen. I heard otherwise, so we were kind of confused about it. And then I wake up this morning to find out Trump has passed his $2 trillion stimulus package. What do you think about that?
They just spent in one day what normally a decade of government spending is.
I knew it wouldn't take long before people came out and they're like, if we could have been spending this all along, what happened to this? A big thing I'm seeing, and I'm not taking a stance on it, is reparations for African Americans. They're saying, if we can fix this, what about our reparations? Y'all keep ignoring that. And it's kind of a fair question. I mean, I'm not saying reparations specifically, but a lot of things that have been promised money that were put on the back burner, never given money, and now we're bold enough to just delve out $2 trillion. It's pretty bold.
Of course. And it's in the name of crisis, but all of this is valid. All of those points that people are bringing up are valid. But to me, all it just means is that they're up to something. That's all it means to me. You know what I'm saying? This was a golden opportunity. Urgency was their friend in this scenario. So I can tell you right now, $2 trillion, there's plenty packed into that bitch that we don't know about.
Yeah, I didn't do the math to see if it all added up in the article from thehill.com.
Businesses are getting like 500 billion.
Yeah, and then small businesses, I think, get like 300 something billion. And then obviously each individual, for those, if you haven't heard somehow, each individual will get $1,200. And that's if your annual income is up to $75,000.
Yeah, for joint couples, $2,400, or marriage, I mean.
Yeah, that's got me thinking about my situation. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I'd like to think
you might want to look into that, because if there's any account that you guys are joint on, it might find its way into that one, and you can kiss your fucking $1,200 goodbye.
The problem is the way they reference everything is from like your taxes always 2 years ago. So on my taxes, and I ran into this problem actually when we first got married, because I had to file, and on my taxes from 2 years ago, like what I was making 2 years ago, I wasn't married, but I have to file jointly now, but I made a shit ton less then. It was all discombobulated. So even now, it's like 2 years ago, at this point, we filed jointly. So is she going to get a $2,400 check? And I'm like, sitting here? And I'd like to think
I don't know.
She would be honest and give what's fair is fair, because if it was the other way around, I would do that for her. But I mean, you never know. It kind of feels helpless, especially in my position. I don't mean for pity or to make it about me, but I'm in a position, divorced, living with my parents at age 26, where I could really use that money.
No, I feel you. I mean, it's just something you're going to have to keep up with and just see what's going on. I can tell you this, though. You motherfucker.
Get down.
Oh, my God. Cats. That's it. Hold on one second. Hold on. There it is. Capital punishment.
I'm gonna.
So listen,
okay.
It's just something you, huh?
Go.
It's just something you're gonna have to keep up with because I don't know. A lot's in the air. There's a lot of moving parts with it.
Well,
so all I know is that this too is people are expecting it hardcore, because my stepmom works at a bank, as you know. And I was talking to her the other day, and she said that people have been calling for days, being like, where's my money? Where's the check? Where's the check? Where's the check? Like, it's so expected at this point, and, like, it's kind of dangerous, because at the same time, people are like, government, take care of me. It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, and then 100%, for most people, it's not going to be enough. It's going to help. Obviously, it's money.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to be enough.
No, it's not. I mean, it's a nice little Band-Aid for like a few weeks for most families, but especially ones with kids and shit.
Yeah, but by the time it gets here, all the families and people that are already in the hole, my situation is
That's what it's like. What, coming in May?
allegedly, according to an article I saw on CNN, my situation is trivial compared to most out there. I was kind of putting mine out there to be like, look, this thing can get complicated. So it's not as easy as Zach Roundy gets a check. Woo, I check it. I'm good. Or cash it. I'm good. There's a lot more attached to everybody. So naturally, I think until you can have cash in hand, I think May is probably realistic.
It's supposedly going to be direct deposit because if you filed your taxes, you know, electronically, that's what my stepmom was saying. So we'll see.
But I mean, here's another complication. The account, for me personally as an American, the last taxes I filed were under an account that is no longer in my name. I've got a new account that I've never filed taxes under. So,
like bank account?
Yes.
Yeah, that means it's not going to be deposited into the account you currently use.
Yeah, so that shows me if that's going to be the case, I'm going to have to fight for my money. But I don't want to get into that whole deal. It's just that's a complicated issue. So let's move past the fucking stimulus package. I'm sick of talking about Trump, as I know you are.
We'll say, like, I'll be the first to tell you when I get it.
Yeah, for real. I'll be happy when I get it.
If it really happens. Huh?
Yeah, I agree. So you were telling me, we were texting earlier, you had quite the interesting day. I don't know where you want to start, where you want to end, how you want to do it, but.
Yeah, I'll tell you the story because it's interesting because it made me think of a grim future in regards to the way we communicate and stuff. And I almost was like, is this a foreshadowing of what's to come? Because what happened was I went to an interview today and I was sitting down and I sat on this bench. They were like, here, sit here. They'll be right with you. They weren't right with me. So I was there for like maybe 15, 20 minutes. And this guy came up and he was, you know, I'm assuming he was a struggling individual, maybe homeless because there was stench. And I'm just saying how it is.
Yeah.
And he had like a rolly duffel suitcase, like a suitcase carry-on bag.
Mm-hmm.
And the hell are you looking for?
My jewel. Keep talking.
I'll wait.
I got it. I'm sorry.
And he had this rolly bag with like a plastic bag and like just things. It looked like he had nowhere to put these things. So I'm assuming he was homeless. So I was kind of being rude by sitting in the middle of the bench. I didn't really give up. It was like, it's a 2-person bench, you know, but I was sitting in the middle and he like tried to like find a spot to lean his stuff like right on me, you know? And I kind of was like, dude, are you for real right now? Are you really right up in my way? Like, why are you coming up and just putting your stuff like touching my leg practically? And then he went to go sit next to me. And so when he sat, I immediately like scooted to the left. You know what I mean? Because like, let's be honest, if this disease, what it is, you know, homeless population are vulnerable. I just scooted to the left. You know, I was practicing like because he was right next to me. So I scooted to the left, and he got up, came back, and he sat back down again. And I kind of got over. I'm like, whatever. He's here. I'm here. We're both sitting here. And then all of a sudden, he shows me a little notebook. Like he like shows it to me, and I look, and he has a message written on it. And this is what he said. He said, "I know we're supposed to be practicing social distancing. Please don't feel uncomfortable. I just was experiencing heart attack symptoms and I need to sit." And I was like, oh shit. So the fact that he wrote it to me, I didn't want to talk. I just instinctively, I had a notepad on me because I was getting ready to go and do an interview and I had my grandfather's pad portfolio that I carried all of them, had my resumes in there and stuff. So I opened it up and I write, "Need water." And he like showed it to him and he looked and he wrote back and he was like,
you said, "Do you need water?"
Yeah, I said, "Do you need water or anything?"
Okay.
And he like shook his head no. And then he proceeded to write, "I'm going to go check my blood pressure at the machine in a little bit." And I wrote back, I hope all is well. I hope it comes back normal, his blood pressure reading. And then he wrote back again, and we're right next to each other, dude. Like, we're literally showing notepads to one another. And he writes back again, and he says, "Do you work here?" Question mark, because I was dressed up. "Do you work here? Question mark. The customer service here is rated 1 star out of 10. I was like, "If you do, they need to work on it." And I said, "I'm here for an interview. I lost my job, desperate times." And then he wrote, "What do you mean desperate times?" And that's what I said. I said, "I'm here for an interview, desperate times." And he's like, "What do you mean desperate times?" And I said, "I lost my job." And then he's like, "Where did you work?" And I said, "Disney," and like all the parks, I told him what I did, all in writing. And then he wrote like this prolific just message back. And he just said, "Well, remember to smile and just know that everyone that works here is a simple-minded person. They're just a company and they don't do it enough." And I was like, what in the fuck is happening? So I wrote back and I said, I wish I could have been like, "Hey, give me your pages." I didn't want to be like that though. I kept mine. I have mine written down. And I wrote back, "Thank you so much. And I appreciate it. And thank you for that very important reminder." And then he had one last message. He like got up and he was writing again, standing up. And then he showed me one last message and he said, "If you get a chance to interview, tell them that Mr. Chris is horrible at customer service." I was fucking dying. And I was like, "No problem. Take care." And he left. So the reason I thought about it, and I was thinking about how the times and the current climate of what's going on and everything, and how like between the Patriot Act and how they monitor us super closely. And then I think about, like World War II and like, the Nazi Germany and like how Jews probably talk to each other in notes because they couldn't talk out loud and stuff like that. Like I thought about like, what if we were in a total authoritarian state where they could tap into your conversation like right now and they could ping you on anything, and we're going to resort to having to talk in writing. Like, what if we go back to that? And that's the only way we can kind of communicate under the radar because everything's going big tech, bro.
That would be a great fucking book and or movie, first off.
Anyway, that made me think. But it was a very crazy experience because I just didn't expect it to keep going for so long. And, and like we had a full on, like what would be a 5-minute maybe conversation between the writing and the showing each other the message. It was just crazy. I've never experienced anything like it. I'm going to save that paper too.
I would say,
let me get it, bro. I'll show you all my responses.
I'm going to, you sent me a picture of it. I'm going to, in editing and for real this time, I'm actually going to do it. Put it up.
Show the people because I think it's fascinating. Like, look,
show them it's a real thing.
Yeah, this is it. This was today. In my grandfather's Kenneth, rest in peace.
Cool.
Right? It was crazy. So anyway, then I went to the interview and that was that. That's one of those experiences, especially during a time like this, that until the day you die, you're like never going to forget that. And that's what's fascinating. Like, and he started it off with the current crisis. Like, he goes, "I know we're supposed to be social distancing." It was just crazy to read that. Like, damn. He acknowledged it.
This completely flips the script on what the general perception of homelessness is. This guy is in touch, intelligent, in tune.
He knew what was going on. And I don't know why. And I feel like he could have, I don't know if he wasn't able to speak. I'm not sure. Maybe he just didn't want to like spread any. I have no idea, but he chose not to speak.
That was.
And it could have been because of his symptoms. I don't know.
That was what made it all genius. It's just like such a beautiful moment. The kind that like brings chills to your arms. It's just so interesting. Zach, he told me, he's like, I had this conversation with this guy over writing. That's all pretty much he said. I'm like, we got to talk about that. And I didn't hear the details. I didn't really know what he said. He just sent me the picture. And that blows my mind. the story of the day for sure.
Now, here's the next story. So I went to the Armories on the way home, and I picked up a new 19 capacity magazine. And I was in there, and they've been slammed every day, running out of everything. And I pull up to the parking lot, and a car pulls up right next to me. Doors open, and this Asian family gets out. That's what they were. Don't come after me. They're just Asian family in masks, all of them. And we walk in the store at the same time, you know, and they were getting helped. And they were buying a rifle and a pistol. And the guy was literally like, you know, telling them like how to use it and all this stuff. And I thought that was chilling because it's like people think guns only a certain demographic is buying them. And I can tell you right now, being in that shop like multiple times the past couple of weeks, everyone's in there. Like this family clearly has never you know, they're scared and they're buying weapons. It's crazy to see the diversity in these shops of people who are just like genuinely shook into the core, but they know here they can buy the thing that can protect them. It's amazing because they can't do that back home in China.
No, not at all. With the Asian family, I'm just curious, for whatever reason, I'm stoned, it popped in my head. Did the whole family go? That you could tell?
It was just 3 of them. It was like looked like a mother, maybe her son and daughter-in-law.
Okay. It's just interesting.
Yeah, but I thought that was it was just like, this is where we're at. It was just a very chilling scene watching it unfold, you know, because I was waiting to be assisted and I was just watching the guy help them. It was crazy just to see like, this is what it's come to right now.
Seeing people who regularly would never do that take the plunge into, I feel compelled to get a gun. And I'm going to say this, and this is just culturally what I believe to be accurate. Asian communities, Chinese and Japanese communities are very humble. They're not like a braggadocious, look at me type of, I mean, there's outliers, but for the most part, they're a very humble and gracious culture.
Oh yeah, and you could tell. Like they were not trying to like, they were clearly letting him take the lead. Like didn't know anything.
Exactly. So, and I know they take embarrassment as a very big hit to themselves individually. So for them to feel that compelled to say, forget cultural norms, if that's what they subscribe to, I'm not assuming they do, maybe I am a little bit, but whatever. To put that aside to say, I'm going to get a gun, because like you said, in China, you can't just readily get a gun, or many Asian countries, you can't just readily get a gun that easy unless you do it illegally. So that's a very big thing in my head, at least, to see that certain demographic taking that kind of step. And obviously,
oh yeah,
it could be.
And like you said, it's very vulnerable, especially going into a place, especially a shop. Like it's one thing to go to like Academy Sports where it's just like store clerks,
right?
But it's another thing to go to like the Armories. Like you're dealing with the staff is all fucking big. They're like retired vets, beards down to their fucking belt. You know what I mean? Like they know guns to the core, you know, like it's what they do. So it's like intimidating.
Yeah. That's where, you know, you're going to get the real shit. That it's very
real knowledge. That's for sure.
Exactly. It seems when you kind of think about it, like, oh, Asians buying guns, on the surface, it seems trivial, but really unpack it and think about it. And excuse me, not just Asians like you described, all demographics. That's actually kind of a fascinating thing. Just across the board, everybody's mind is kind of going to the worst case scenario.
I know. And like that brings me solace because sometimes I'm like, do I have my tinfoil hat on too much? Like, but like, no, everyone's thinking it.
I'm surprised in certain places, even somewhere in the country, maybe I could Google it and I'd be proven wrong. I haven't heard anything about looting or heavy criminal activity happening quite yet because of this.
Now, the only thing I've heard is the COVID-19 scammers that, like, apparently, I don't know if it's even true, but I see it. People are like, watch out. People are coming to your door claiming that they have the test, but they don't. Or, like, there's someone that can test, there's, like, already people trying to scam people. So there's that. That's the only thing I've really kind of seen take traction.
Have you seen, there's been 2 or 3 different people, probably more, but I've only seen 2 or 3 different people on either TikTok or YouTube who have pulled some dumbass, I've got coronavirus stunts in public. And that was about 48 hours ago. And now we're seeing all those different people are getting arrested. And one of the guys went into a Walmart and was said,
what are they just screaming it?
No. They're taking action. Screaming it, I'm sure you just get publicly shamed. This one guy in Missouri who just got arrested went into Walmart and proceeded to stick his tongue out. He said something like, oh, you're not supposed to touch your mouth. So he went to like the deodorant section, when I watched it, I thought it was like the alcohol. I thought it was like White Claw and shit. But apparently it was deodorant. And he stuck his tongue out and just went down the whole aisle licking it, saying like, fuck the coronavirus, I don't know, saying don't touch your mouth, all this bullshit. He got arrested. And
he's going to catch it too. What a fucking idiot.
Well, I got one more for you after this. But that kid got arrested for, I think they said like a potential terrorist threat. So he's probably going to go away for a long time. Because
that's unbelievable.
That was like, and they're considering it an act of domestic terrorism because if he
we're under a national emergency, of course.
So this other kid who I'll just give you the facts. He's apparently a YouTuber. He's just, it is what it is. He's very flamboyantly gay, like a mixed black kid, just to give people an idea. I'm not saying this is to define him. I'm just giving what it is without showing the video. Goes and licks a toilet seat, like a public toilet seat.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he made that video. I don't know if it went viral, but it I guess gained traction, coronavirus content. And then turns out today they found out he tested positive for coronavirus.
Oh my God. So, listen, if you're going to go licking toilet bowls, I've got no sympathy. What kind of stunt is that?
I don't know, but that's in. Oh, okay. Do you want to hear the last one that I know?
Yeah. Keep them coming. This is sick shit.
This guy, he's like the typical Mountain Dew trailer park.
He's a Kyle?
Ohio trailer park.
Oh, okay. Like a Randy.
But still Mountain Dew and Doritos, bro. Kyle. But you got to add Ohio into that mix. Like almost rural Ohio, not Amish.
Okay, Kyle.
Not quite Southern. I'll send you the video and you'll get it. He's just a total douchebag. He's walking through Walmart saying, I just tested positive for coronavirus. I don't give a fuck. If I got it, y'all got to fucking get it. And he's walking through Walmart and he's pretending to cough and all this bullshit. Well, he got arrested for, I guess, pretty much something like the same thing. Like inciting a public hoax, I think it was, like a fake riot. And they got him for quite a bit because it's like, fuck this guy. Everyone, anything where people are faking like they have it, the cops, rightfully so, I support this, are saying, fuck these people. We're going to throw the fucking book at you because you're a fucking dumbass and you deserve it. And I agree with that.
I do too. No, because people, listen, opinions aside, there's still people who are terrified. Like, that's terrible. You can't be doing that.
I understand freedom of speech, but when it comes to a national pandemic, the president...
Well, no, it goes against freedom of speech because it's like yelling, I guess you could equate it to yelling fire.
I have a bomb.
Yeah, like if you yell fire in a movie theater, if you say I have the corona, well, it's spreading like wild. It's spreading, so it's like you're making yourself putting people at risk by coming out. First off, and what the hell's wrong with people, man? That's fucked. I can't even wrap my head around it.
I agree.
Just for what? Views and likes and.
I've still even yet to download TikTok, but you know what? TikTok sounds like it's turning into the cesspool of the internet, my brother.
Yeah, dude.
Real
That's what it looks like.
I mean, quick.
Whew, that's bad. That's some gnarly shit.
There's Twitter's disgusting. I still dip my toe into cesspool Twitter because you know what? Sometimes it's always fun to swim in the gross pond, but not all the time. You don't live in it. You just swim in it. Briefly. What was I just saying? I
don't know. Cesspool of TikTok.
TikTok is the cesspool of the internet. Here's what I was saying. I'm fine. There's entire Twitter accounts dedicated to like cursed or cringe TikToks that are just god fucking awful. And there's like whole little sectors, like there's little tiny subsects of Twitter where you like one day when you're just bored on quarantine, you're just like, let me just go down a Twitter rabbit hole, and you end up in like KKK Twitter. You're like, this is real. There's so many little things. I never downloaded TikTok. I've gone down TikTok Twitter, just finding all these little pockets, these little fatty pockets on the body, just all scattered throughout, just little fucking scabs on the fucking body. TikTok.
And then you're just like, get me out.
But you can't stop watching them.
It's similar to like a YouTube rabbit hole, just different.
What's the latest YouTube rabbit hole you've gone down that you can recall right now?
Oh, public freakouts.
That's always a classic.
Dude, I could go down public freakouts, but lately, I mean, Corona was the last one, but.
You've been on the Publix freakout thing for a while.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Something about it fascinates me. People, I just can't believe the entitlement sometimes.
Do you know where public freakouts peaked? Was when Popeyes released the chicken sandwich.
Really?
There were, and that's not like a black person thing because there was plenty of white and other colored people doing it. People freaking out in the line at Popeyes to get their sandwich, be it in the drive-thru or the actual line. Soccer moms getting out of their car and freaking out. Just look up Popeyes sandwich freakouts. You'll never end.
God.
It's crazy.
I'm surprised how much I've gone down that rabbit hole. I haven't ended up on that one.
You've probably seen a few and haven't.
Just didn't realize it was Popeyes.
Yeah. Was there anything else you had to talk about?
Yeah, those are the two things.
So let's talk about this. Recently, more videos have come out exposing Joe Biden is very fucking confused.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Very confused.
At this point, it's abuse.
I don't think he knows what he's doing.
No. Did you see? All right, so you're going to talk about that video? The one, right?
You pull it, or you got the quote. Pull it up.
Woo! Yes, let me pull it up right here.
I laugh about it, but then in the back of my head, my grandma suffered from Alzheimer's, and she was
horrible.
Fuck. My grandma died at like 78, and she had bad Alzheimer's. And just for context, the former ladies Tennessee Volunteers basketball coach, Pat Summitt, like she's a legendary women's college basketball coach. She was amazing. At like 55, at age 55, she got Alzheimer's.
So I'm saying, it reminds me of the movie Still Alice when she got early set Alzheimer's. It was a sad movie.
Dude, that's so fucked. But that's what makes me feel bad for fucking Joe Biden.
I know. So the video is him being interviewed by whoever the fuck. And she asks him about the cure, if the cure is worse than the virus itself. Actually, you know what? I don't want to do this. I got to do it justice. Let me pull it up. I'll talk in the meantime. I got it right here.
Period for keeping businesses would reassess the recommended period for keeping businesses shut and people at home. Are you at all concerned, as Trump said, that we cannot let the cure be worse than the problem itself?
The cure. That will make the problem worse no matter what. No matter what. We know what has to be done. We know you have to.
All right, what does that even mean?
Hey. Play Biden's part again. It kind of cut out. Just Biden, if you can.
All right.
I'm sorry.
No, ready?
We have to take care of the cure. That will make the problem worse no matter what. No matter what. We know what has to be done. We know you have to reassess the.
And look, dude, I'm watching it, right? And I decided to pay attention to what he was doing. First off, he's sitting there playing with a pen. He's not even fucking listening. And it goes over, and he's like looking down, and he goes, we have to take care of the cure. That'll make the problem worse no matter what. What does that even mean?
It doesn't mean anything.
It means he's cognitively declining. That's what it means. And I think the fact that they are propping him up and, like, give it to fucking Bernie. Like, they need to let Bernie just get and duke it out with the Donald fair and square. Because this isn't even fair. Like, this is borderline elderly abuse. I was reading the comments, and I agree. Because he clearly is not in the right state of mind. I mean, you've seen the video. I know about roaches, and they like to rub my hairy legs. He can't even he speaks before he thinks. The problem is he's not thinking.
Well, the problem is I think he is thinking, and those are the thoughts he's thinking. Here's what needs to happen.
Or he's trying to think and nothing's computing.
I agree. What needs to happen, and this would be probably the most difficult thing Bernie Sanders has ever done. He needs to come out and release a video addressing this, saying, look, I respect and I love Joe Biden as a politician. He did the best he could and was an excellent vice president. But I understand the workings and scientific things behind the human mind. And right now, Joe Biden is experiencing memory loss and the symptoms of Alzheimer's. And I do not think he is fit to be president. And
Yeah,
say
he really does.
The way that Bernie can say that, and put that video on Twitter. And Twitter right now is the fucking power.
It'll go viral in 2 seconds.
That's who's voting, is who is on Twitter. Okay? I know there's fake accounts, whatever, but majority, the people who vote are the people who are liking shit on Twitter. And when Bernie gets 610,000 likes on something, I gotta think he's gotta win the nomination.
Yeah, I mean, without question, it's rigged. I mean, they're literally prying it out of his hands. They're like, nope, you're not getting it.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah, because I would love to see, I mean, because it's not going to be fair, Biden and Donald debating.
No,
but I would love to see Bernie and Donald debate.
Donald will eat him the fuck alive. Bernie is participating in the next debate. I just saw that on Twitter. And, I mean, from, like, Wall Street Journal or some shit. Bernie just, at this point, you got to think, what do you have to lose? You're done. Everyone else is done. So fuck it.
Go around too.
So fuck it. Just go on a fucking rampage. Just say all the fucking words you fucking want to.
I know. He really doesn't got nothing to lose because, I mean, a third try to become president, I mean, I don't know about that.
Just, he has to go scorched earth, motherfucker. Go for it. That's the only hope.
He might. He's closing the window. He might.
I mean, it's like, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What the fuck are you going to do? Give me the fucking ball. Let me do what I do. Bernie is a good fucking speaker. He's good at riling the people up. Give Bernie the ball. Fuck the advisors. Let Bernie say what he's got to fucking say.
Can you imagine the prep that Biden has to go through for a debate?
He doesn't know what's going on. I'm so fucking fed up with it.
Oh, God. I'm just glad it makes me laugh.
I'm just like at a loss.
That was bad. That one was bad. I was like, oh, my God. We have to take care of the cure because it'll make the problem worse. No matter what.
Here's what'll make you literally pull your hair out. Here's the thing. The webcam can't pull this off. I'm not lying. I've got so much more gray hair than I care to admit. I don't know if it's from this. I don't really concern myself with this much, but right now I am, and that's got to be some kind of stress.
Nah, I guarantee you I know what it's from. It ain't from this.
That's true. Never get married, folks. Or do drugs. I've lived a hell of a life. So, I don't remember what I was going to say, and so I'm going to improvise it. Joe Biden cannot be president.
No, isn't cognitively fit. But that's the thing, though. That's probably why they want him. Because he won't be – he'd be a puppet if he gets it. That might be their thinking. They might be like, listen, we know he's on the decline. This is the perfect opportunity to get Uncle Joe in, and we'll just pull the strings. It's actually the antithesis of the Donald. Because no one's pulling his strings because he came in like a bull in a china shop. Joe was like the opposite. He's like a vessel.
Donald's on them diet pills. You can't stop him. I've
Spray tan and diet pills.
Bro, I've taken those bitches. You couldn't stop me. I'm telling you. I was like, you've probably seen me on a couple of those days where I'm like, we're doing 20 podcasts. Let's go.
Bro, those things are like, they're dangerous.
It's bad. They fuck with your heart. I couldn't sleep for 48 hours when I took like 6 of them.
Dude, I took some when I was working at the Lando Gators once, and like, oh my God, that was a mistake.
Well, if that's what he's on, that's what we got to expect. When he tweets some things, I'm just like, I mean, I get it.
Yo, man, he just took a dose of the diet pills.
When it's fucking like 7 in the morning, and he's tweeting
all caps.
Shit.
I can't. Oh. It's just now finally getting normal, which is crazy.
Those are certain jokes that only a particular part of the world is going to get, and they're going to fucking laugh their ass off, and I'm happy about that. Okay. So, the last thing I had on here was quarantine
TV.
Or movies.
All right, well, here, I'll start you off with what I started last night.
I'm going to write these down.
Netflix docuseries Pandemic.
Should I be watching that right now?
Yeah, it's like it was, I don't know, it was fishy. I'm like, this is ironic. But it'll make you shake in your boots a little bit.
I'll watch it.
There's that one. Containment. That's another pandemic. That's drama. That one's pretty good. If you want to see a love story go the worst way it could possibly end in all time, watch it.
I don't know if I can handle that.
It's good. It's a good one. We watched it.
I'm me.
Okay, watch I know nothing can beat The Office, but Superstore is pretty funny.
I've seen some of Superstore with my dad. It is pretty funny.
Yeah, Sky showed me that one, and it's
funny. It's a funny show.
And then we got the Lion King, or the Tiger King.
The Lion King.
I know.
You'll get a whole different experience.
I know. Simba, this land is yours. Long live the...
Hey, here's the plan. I think tonight, my dad and I are just going to binge some of Tiger King.
Dude, it's good. Catch up. I'm on episode 4.
I'm on episode 0, so my dad never
it's
watched.
The craziest shit you'll ever see. Like, the hype is real. I can't relate being in the large reptilian world coming from that, but like it's a similar. I wouldn't go in, okay, there's types of people in the animal world specialize in things, like there's like an underground like crocodile and alligator world, you know, people who have places that they have them. Like there's people in South Florida, like I've been to a place in South Florida that like he just, in his big house, he's got like all these dune buggies and he's got like all these crocodiles on his property that he like breeds and sells, and it's crazy shit. But like this big cat business, oh my God. I mean, it's a circus.
I mean, you can.
But there's more empathy for big cats. That's why it's got so much attention.
I agree 100% because I mean they're more relatable to a more common pet we have than a lizard.
Exactly. Crocodiles are just like, it's a fucking dinosaur that literally people just think eats you, like has no feelings, and it's partially true.
Well, yes, I agree. However, maybe this is the romantic or the dreamer in me. I believe every single living being, and I take it down to plants, has like a soul. Like I know some things don't think.
Spirit,
like
a spirit.
Everything has a being. Everything.
I feel you.
Everything is everything type of shit.
No, I agree with you, because there were certain alligators I worked with that there was just something about them, like Rio. Like we loved Rio.
Personality. Everything has a personality.
Everything does. Like not one. Like it is true. Everything does have a personality. They're not carbon copies. They're not.
Exactly. If you raised hermit crabs and you had 5 of them, all 5 of them did different shit, and if you kept them long enough, you would notice different patterns that each 5 of them did. So
yeah,
I mean, and there's some,
and sure, a lot of it's rooted in instinct, but nonetheless, they executed things differently.
And that's interesting. That's what makes the world fucking go round. And that's what I believe the universe is that every living thing, everything gives off an energy, is like making up everything. I know that sounds hippy dippy, but to me, that's what makes most.
Nah, baby, hippy dippy. I got my pash.
To me, that's what, but even think about it logically. That's what makes most sense. Everything comes from something on this earth, right? You can't even make the most synthetic thing without getting it from something on earth. So everything has some sort of earth nature vibration. Obviously, you can get closer to real nature, but
if you trace back anything of matter, it goes back to the earth. I get what you're saying.
Let me ask you if you, or if Sky is around and she's listening, has ever heard of this. When I was in rehab, had a therapist who was very open to like Eastern type of things, told me about earthing, where you like literally put your body on the earth, like on the grass or dirt, whatever, not concrete, as close as you can get to the actual earth. And your body like absorbs that vibration, and it literally chemically messes with your gut flora, like this in your stomach, and it affects all parts of your body. Have you ever heard about that?
No, but I'm about to try it.
All you got to do is just go. What I would do was sit outside and read a book, take my shoes off, and just put my feet on the ground. And just for like 2 or 3 hours, you just sit out there, read a book with your feet just on the grass. And I don't even care if it's placebo effect. I just felt better.
You know what? And fuck it. If it is, so be it.
There's no negative to being outside reading a book.
You know, I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if you were to go outside every day and lay on your back in the grass for 30 minutes at a time, that you'd feel a difference.
You want to try that? I'll do it with you. Do you have a place to try it?
We got a lawn, baby. This apartment complex has got a nice big old lawn.
If you want to start tomorrow, I'll commit to trying that with you, and let's document and see if we feel a difference.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Okay, yeah, we'll do our best. We'll do it a couple times, and then we'll talk about, wow, I feel different.
It's genius. All of you.
Here's the thing. But for me, I'm just saying that because I need, like, in my brain, I respond well to, like, challenges. Like, Zach and I are going to do this thing. I'll actually do it. Like, in the same way, I know I've talked to you about, like, how Joe Rogan and all his close buddies do that Sober October.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you and me, and I could probably use this most times, I feel like if you and me, one of these months was just like, that's what we're going to do, and we're going to document it, I feel like I would actually follow that if we both felt like we needed to do that. But what I'm saying is I respond well, and I think this would be fun, even on a webcam type of level, especially during quarantine, like you and I. Let's think of, like, different, like, not super difficult stuff we can actually manage type of challenges, and we can see the results. I think that'd be fun.
It would be. I mean, it's better than the push-up challenge that's going around.
That's so stupid. Do 10 push-ups. I'm seeing all these pro athletes like, I'm going to do 10 push-ups. Like, bitch, okay, I can do that.
They do them in like 2 seconds too.
No, it's so stupid. I saw Dr. Drew did it. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I get it. We're promoting health, but I mean, how about we go do like 5 sets of 10 push-ups?
Yeah, right? Like, fucking A, let's get everyone to work out for an extended period of time.
And then let's do some reps on the treadmill, God damn it. Come on. I'll admit I gotta start working out. But here's the thing I realized, and I'm not gonna, like, I'm telling you, I keep thinking in my head and getting pissed off at everybody upset on quarantine and me being on house arrest. But I explained in another podcast, I do get it because, like, New York probably can't go outside. But now I feel like everybody understands, and my fucking ex-wife finally understands. You have all these aspirations to do these things when you have all this time off, and then you see what actually happens. And then on top of that, all these people know what it feels like to really want to work, but not be able to actually work. And in my situation, not be able to actually get a job. So
it's like sweet chin music for you right now.
Bro, it's coming back around, but I want to, like, rub everybody's face in it. I just want to rub actually just one person's face in it one time. So,
hey, well, we're all here with you now.
Yeah.
The world just joined you.
Hey, talking about, I mean, I don't care. I mean, who cares if I talk about this? It's my business. She fucking rejected. I offered. I was like, let's do half. Should I not talk about this?
No.
Okay.
No, don't.
Okay. She's being difficult. How about that?
That's good.
Well,
shit. We actually made it through every topic. This is pretty good.
The only thing I've been doing, I'll be honest, I haven't been watching much Netflix. All I've done.
What?
Long time is just watch YouTube.
Dude, I go through my phases. It's usually a day when I have off, like, because the first thing I pick up is the phone to check emails and shit, which is not a good habit, but I find myself in YouTube. Not good.
Here's the thing. I'll admit, when I first got here, before I got a steady actual job and I wasn't doing just website work, which I would do, but I still had plenty of time where I was just sitting around, I watched so much goddamn YouTube.
It's infinite.
Infinite.
It really is. I mean, I don't even think it's possible to watch every single thing uploaded.
You can't.
It's impossible.
I forget the exact number, but there's some sort of crazy number of minutes uploaded per minute.
I wonder how many videos
hours. Sorry. Hours. Or maybe it's minutes per second.
That's crazy.
And This can be our last topic. Right now, and I don't have much information on this, but we can at least talk about it. The certain websites, I know Pornhub specifically, I'm not going to say it's based on personal experience because I'm a good Christian boy. But
Right.
Pornhub and certain websites are putting major restrictions on their bandwidth and their streaming capabilities because the federal government and the major players in tech are worried during this time. Everybody streaming and viewing and doing all at once is going to just fucking wreck the infrastructure of the internet.
Well, you know what I have to say to that? Make it better next time.
I've always thought the internet to be infinite. And it's so interesting that we're reaching a point.
Take it up with Al Gore.
Here's the thing. Here's where I'm calling bullshit. Remember, we talked about on one of the last episode, the Epstein ending episode that we did live together. We talked about the dark web. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And what we revealed was what you and I, the average Joe Blow in America and Tajikistan and in the world, average person on the computer can view, makes up 1% of the fucking internet.
It's fucking disturbing.
So unless the 99% of the internet because of quarantine is just going fucking hog wild and always on there, and that's what's jamming everything up. But I just, in my mind, the internet's always been infinite.
Well, maybe I want to know how much of the internet is occupied by federal governments.
The real internet, yeah. The only thing I can understand is like when Trump got elected and the Canadian immigration website crashed. But an example like that, or something happens like LeBron James got traded to the Heat and ESPN.com crashed because so many people went to it at once. That could be what these websites are experiencing is so many people are on here. We got to dial it back because then nobody can see it.
Right.
I understand that. But people have come out and said we're legitimately worried the internet is going to break, essentially.
If it breaks, then we'll see looting.
Say that again?
If the internet breaks, that's when we'll see chaos in the streets.
If it's just down?
Yeah.
Because you know what follows the internet? The power grid.
Dude, I'm telling you, if an EMP bomb were to hit the U.S. right now,
we are the most.
We're at our most vulnerable for like a bomb like that.
What? I'm going to look something up. I'm going to look up what is coronavirus in North Korea. Are they even reporting it?
Like how many cases?
Yeah, I'm curious. Like they're right now what I would still consider enemy number one of the United States who could potentially do something here. He's a crazy motherfucker.
Like the NBA.
Yeah, Rodman needs to save the world. This is an article from Al Jazeera. How much do we trust that?
Oh, the Young Turks? No, wait, that's different.
I don't know. Al Jazeera, I've heard of that.
That's different.
Here's what it says. Alarm and skepticism over North Korea's claims of being coronavirus free.
Oh, it's lies. Guarantee.
Well.
But then again, I don't know. You can't cross that border easily from North and South Korea.
Exactly. They're so insulated, they probably don't have it.
I know. I would be surprised.
You know Kim Jong-un doesn't give them the privilege of eating bats.
Dude, someone just needs to fly like a tiny little drone with the virus in a vial and just right into fucking Kim Jong-un's fucking mouth. comes down with the sickness.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I'm sure. I don't know. That you're right. They are so fucking insulated. The only way I can see them.
If you escape from North Korea trying to go to South Korea, they shoot you down.
Have you seen the videos of the defectors running and shit?
No.
If you look those up, dude, they're getting like this dude's driving in this like it almost looks like a military Jeep, like a Jeep. And there you can just see the holes just like boop, 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 boop. And then he reaches South Korea and then he's Gucci.
God, that's so fucked.
The second he hits that border, it stops. And they tested him. He had like all these parasites and like he was fucked up.
Dude, God, man, people take it for granted how good we have it here, man.
North Korea is its own different animal. I mean, I've seen a couple documentaries. And you know what? As silly as it was, even the interview, I think, was an important movie to like show people, hey, this is kind of really what North Korea is like. Because that's
why they considered it an act of war when the movie came out. Remember that whole mess?
Well, it was a super silly movie, obviously with some exaggerated parts, but let's get the major takeaways.
The propaganda.
North Korea, propaganda, fake shit happening, discovering the fake shit, them finding out you discovered the fake shit and wanting to kill you, you escape with silly shit happening in between.
Right. Wasn't too far off. I
like the movie.
I think it's hilarious.
I thought it was funny. I saw it not too long ago. I found it on my computer.
Eminem. No, I'm gay. I left like a breadcrumb of gayness.
Yeah. That was, I love anything those guys, that group is attached to. I'm just going to fucking love it. Like, I just love them.
Oh, James Franco and Seth Rogen come out with the best shit, dude.
Our generation.
Oh, I just watched The Disaster Artist recently for the first time.
I've seen that like 3 times. Let's talk about it right now.
Loved it.
Dude, that's up there, honestly. And here's the thing. I willingly, and this, you know me. Do you know me? I don't watch shit twice. I willingly watched this 3 different times. And probably within a span of 4 months, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm watching that again. It was so good. I cannot, if you're on quarantine, you're willing to spend $2.99, go on Amazon, do The Disaster Artist. It's such a fucking masterpiece of a movie.
Dude, the scene where they read the play in the restaurant, at that point I was hooked. I was like, oh my God, this is so fun. You say you want to be an actor. Let's do it now. Let's do it.
Oh, it's so uncomfortable. But here's the thing. I mean, me and you, and I don't mean to be on a pretentious thing. It's just, it is what it is. Me and you get that on a different kind of level. Maybe that's why we love it so much.
For sure.
I could see Full Sail sets. I can see Tommy being a Full Sail director. You know what I mean?
It was great. It was really, really, really good.
It's such a fucking, and James Franco is such a fucking weirdo, freakazoid, dynamic actor. He's one of my favorites all time. I don't care. He can do it fucking all.
And I was pleased to see the bloopers at the end of the actual footage from the real movie. Like, and how spot on it was. I was like, damn.
That was such a passion project by them. And Dave Franco is a fucking G. I love him now.
Oh, yeah. He did great.
He comes off as a douchebag. So does James. But then when you see what they can do, you're just like, I bet you hanging out with them would be fucking cool. I bet you they're 2 fucking unique, interesting guys I could smoke pot with.
Yeah, it was a great movie. I'm glad we watched it.
I'm trying to think of any other great ones that you can pull out or great series. Have you ever seen – you're not really into football. Never mind.
I mean, I watched the Aaron Hernandez. It just depends on what the series is about football.
Yeah, that's not even –
put that on the list. I'd watch that if I were these people.
Yeah.
And then also – oh, shit. We just watched a movie recently. Oh! The Platform.
Never even heard of that. Let me write it down.
Is that what it was called, Sky? Dude.
Staircase?
Let me give you no, it's this prison type establishment, and it's like almost
I got
200
one for everybody.
levels, almost 200 levels, and 2 people are on each level. And imagine like a tall skyscraper, hollowed out, the whole centerpiece, and then there's a edge. Each level's just an edge, but if you fell through the middle, you fall all the way to the bottom. And what happens is each level is numbered, and the very, very top level, the platform fits perfectly through each level, goes all the way down. But what happens is the top level, it starts off on the platform, it's a feast of food. It's all this food. And then the platform, you have like a certain amount of time, and then the platform moves to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have a little bit of time to eat, and then it moves to the next level. And by the time it gets to the bottom, it's like scraps, and they're like eating like fucking rabid animals. It's crazy. It's crazy. It was like a crazy concept.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about a movie on Netflix.
What the fuck is that?
Dude, it's messed up.
That sounds fucking messed up.
It's amazing. It's a dubbed movie. I don't know what country it was. It's a Netflix film, but it's dubbed. But it's worth it.
Okay, I'll try it.
I'm telling you, watch it.
You know what we gotta do? And I don't care if it's a ripoff because he's actually never done it. Joe Rogan's they do that fight companion where they do a podcast live and watch like UFC, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they've always talked about doing one where they like live stream a movie, like a terrible movie, and they watch it and talk about it. We should do that.
That'd be cool. I think even if it's not a bad movie.
Just whatever, live stream, it's our commentary.
This movie would be worth doing it too.
Okay. If I get stoned, I have a lot to say about it.
Say whatever you want. I mean, it's not that I left the movie being like, man, that was such a profound, had an impact.
I'm very interested.
Fucked.
I'm very interested in it. I'll tell you that. I'm interested in it in the same way I was interested in the Human Centipede.
Well, it's kind of like that because when the platform gets to like the lower levels, those inmates are like eating each other because there's no food left. It's crazy.
Fuck. Have you ever seen Human Centipede?
No.
Don't. Or 2. 1 is bad enough. 1 is like filmed on a fucking flip cam, but it's disgusting. 2, there's a scene where he takes people and he takes like a nail and hammer and dinks each of their teeth out individually, and you see it.
That's kind of like the scene from 12 Years Slave.
I've never seen that movie. Should I watch it?
I think it's 12 Years Slave. Yeah, there's a scene where he hammers nails out one of his slave's teeth all out, and he funnels food down his throat to make him eat because he refused to eat.
Hey, here's our first challenge. Ready? Tonight I'm gonna watch 12 Years a Slave, and I'll talk about it. What are you gonna watch?
I don't know.
You figure something to watch with you or whatever, and then let's talk about it. I've never seen 12 Years a Slave. I'm gonna illegally stream it.
It's a good movie.
I know the Paul Dano scene.
Paul Dano's great. I mean, the scene from There Will Be Blood is the best he's ever done.
Well, I know his run scene.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's in that movie. That's really good.
You told me about that one, and you said
he's a killer, man. And then you've seen Prisoners.
Of course.
Oh my god, Paul Dano, man, he's so good.
What I loved about when you told me about his scene from 12 Years a Slave, the run one, I love that you said it word for word and like really passionately.
Hey, I got to do what I got to do.
You're an actor. You can't help it.
It's like that one audition I just did recently.
Oh, how uncomfortable was that?
It is what it is. It's not me. It's the text.
Do you mind explaining to the people what we're talking about, and then we can end it? It's interesting.
I did an audition for The Good Lord Bird, and there's the Ethan Hawke show coming out. And I had to use a racial slur multiple times, 5 times. And my audition person was, yeah.
But he is, he's a cool guy, and you knew him.
Yeah,
so,
he's cool. He knows. He gets it.
And
yeah, no issue.
You know what's crazy though? Let's say, and I'll stop talking after this. Let's say that a new show on Netflix comes out about slavery, and you or me, just anybody, I'm just going to use you as an example. You get cast as like the head slave owner guy, or like the head villain. You know what I'm saying? And that's, for you, Zach, that's the role of a lifetime. You're getting paid. You're a star. But you know what's crazy? For villains or somebody in that kind of role, like in the public, if it was that big, like The Walking Dead type of big, everyone would always look at you like, if you're walking to Starbucks or something, be like, that fucking racist. You know what I mean?
I mean, hopefully not.
There's people who played villains or bad guys.
Well, you got to get another role to kind of bleed that out then.
Yeah, I don't mean to use you. I'm not trying to pin you in that role, even though, honestly, if it was me, like if I was known for somebody like Rick on The Walking Dead, I could give a fuck. I'm getting paid.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
But I just always found that interesting, like certain villains on like Breaking Bad. Like if you saw Gus out in real life, you wouldn't trust him.
Yeah, but Gus just made an appearance. He's the main villain in The Mandalorian now.
Well, he's such a fucking good actor. That wasn't a good example because he's done a ton of other shit.
Yeah, he's low-key like Hollywood's killer, man. Like he's like an underrated actor for sure.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, he's so good.
I might just rewatch Breaking Bad and say fuck everybody.
Bro, find a way to watch The Mandalorian, because when he pops up, I was like, yes!
I need to. Do you have a Disney Plus login?
Yeah, but the only problem is it's tied in with our Hulu, which is occupied.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do it anyways. I'll figure it out. I got streaming websites. All right, brother. I think this was a good little session.
Yeah, it was good.
All right. Peace out, my friend.
See ya.
See ya.